The Dreaming Chamber, a historical tale prologue, whispers beneath stone in the ancient city of Constantinople. When the empire's banners still shimmered under the Mediterranean sun, there were rumors of a chamber where dreams themselves could be touched. Built during the reign of Emperor Theodosius, hidden beneath layers of marble and forgotten vaults, the chamber was said to hold visions of past and future alike. Few believed it truly existed, for no chronicler dared write of it openly. Yet whispers traveled through the markets and the monasteries, telling of a place where fate revealed itself to those bold enough to enter. For centuries, the Dreaming Chamber slept, waiting for those whose paths would one day entwine with its secrets. The scholar's obsession. In the year 1147, the Second Crusade raged across the Levant. Armies marched, kingdoms shifted, and relic hunters scoured the world for holy wonders. Among them was Niketas Angelos, a Greek scholar of Constantinople. Niketas was no knight nor priest, but a restless seeker of knowledge. His family owned vineyards along the Bosphorus, yet he spent his nights bent over manuscripts in the great libraries, chasing fragments of forgotten lore. He had come upon a curious reference in a crumbling scroll, half-burnt in an old monastery. And beneath the halls of marble lies the chamber of Oneroi. Where the veil of time is thinnest, the mention haunted him. For weeks, Niketas neglected his duties, chasing rumors through the city. He bribed scribes, questioned monks, and even slipped into the forbidden archives of the Hagia Sophia. Everywhere he found the same silence, hints of a chamber built not for prayer or treasure, but for visions. Dreams carved in stone, he muttered one night, pacing his candlelit study. If such a place exists, it is not merely myth. It is a doorway. His friends mocked him. His own brother urged him to abandon childish fantasies, but Niketas was consumed. The chamber was real, he was certain, and he would find it. The map in ashes, his search turned dangerous when word reached the ears of imperial officials. Secrets buried by emperors were not meant to be unearthed by curious scholars. One night, as Niketas prepared to copy another manuscript, soldiers stormed the scriptorium. He barely escaped, slipping through alleyways until he reached the home of Lady Helena, a noble woman known for her patronage of scholars. Helena was older, shrewd, and deeply connected within the Byzantine court. "You chase a shadow, Niketas," she warned as she poured him wine. "Do you know why no one speaks of this chamber? Because those who do vanish." But when he unrolled the fragment of parchment, he had stolen a sketch of the city's old aqueducts, with a symbol of an eye beneath a domed hall. Helena's sharp gaze lingered. "By the saints," she whispered, "this is no forgery." She confessed that her own grandfather, a court astrologer, had once spoken of a hidden chamber built under Theodosius' palace, where emperors consulted visions before great wars. She had dismissed it as family myth until now. Together, they plotted a search through the city's ancient cisterns, where tunnels of forgotten stone stretched like veins beneath Constantinople. The journey below. By torchlight, Niketas and Helena descended into the underground. The air was heavy with dampness, water dripping in endless echoes. Columns rose like a forest beneath the earth, carved with strange patterns, some pagan, some Christian. For hours they waded through knee-deep water, guided only by the faded lines of the map. Helena's guards, sworn to secrecy, muttered prayers as shadows shifted around them. At last, they reached a sealed archway, its brick smoother and darker than the others. An inscription in worn Greek was carved above. "To dream is to see. To see is to bear the burden of truth." Niketas trembled. His hand brushed the stones as if touching a relic of heaven. With crowbars, the guards forced the archway open. A gust of stale air rushed out, carrying the scent of ancient dust. Behind it stretched a passage descending deeper, into the unknown. The chamber revealed. The passage opened into a circular hall of marble, unlike anything Niketas had seen. The dome above was inlaid with shards of colored glass, arranged in constellations. At the center stood a stone couch, carved to resemble a reclining figure. Around it were mosaics of dreamlike scenes, emperors kneeling before visions, battles foretold in stars, lovers meeting across centuries. "It exists," Helena whispered, her voice almost reverent. Niketas stepped forward, running his fingers across the stone couch. The surface was cold, smooth, and humming faintly as though alive. He lay upon it, ignoring Helena's protests. The chamber darkened. The shards of glass above seemed to flicker with starlight. Niketas felt himself sinking not into sleep, but into something deeper, and then he saw. The first vision, he stood in the same chamber, yet it was no longer empty. Soldiers in gilded armor knelt before an emperor whose face burned with determination. Outside, fires consumed the city walls. "The city will fall," a voice whispered beside him. Niketas turned. A hooded figure stood at his side, faceless, its presence heavy. "Who are you?" Niketas stammered. "I am what dreams become when they are carved into stone," the figure said. "You sought truth, scholar. Now bear it." The vision shifted, a crusader army marching, a plague sweeping through streets, ships burning on the Bosphorus. Niketas cried out, clutching his head. When he awoke, Helena was shaking him. "You were gone for hours," she said, terrified. "Your eyes, they rolled as if in fever." But Niketas only muttered, "The city, it will burn." "I saw it." The price of knowledge. News of their discovery could not be contained. One of Helena's guards betrayed them, whispering of the chamber to imperial agents. Within days, the emperor's men arrived, demanding entry. Niketas argued that the chamber was dangerous, that its visions were a burden to great. But the emperor himself, Manuel Comnenos, was a man of ambition. He ordered Niketas to guide him inside. Reluctantly, the scholar obeyed. Once the emperor reclined upon the stone couch, the chamber stirred again. The visions came. Manuel gasped at what he saw. Victories across the Mediterranean, banners raised in triumph. Yet he also saw betrayal, his dynasty crumbling, and his empire besieged by forces he could not name. The emperor rose, pale and shaken. "No word of this chamber leaves these walls," he commanded. "Seal it, let it be forgotten again," Niketas protested. "Sire, the visions are warnings, not destines. We can learn from them." But Manuel's gaze was cold. "Knowledge is a weapon, scholar. And weapons are mine alone to wield." The chamber was sealed, its entrance hidden once more. The dreamer's curse Niketas was not released. Instead, he was confined to a monastery, watched day and night. The emperor feared what he knew, yet the chamber would not let him go. Even in his narrow cell, Niketas dreamed the visions again, ships aflame, swords clashing, Constantinople itself falling to an enemy at its gates. He tried to write them down, but his manuscripts were burned. He whispered them to monks, but they shunned him, fearing madness. "Why show me what I cannot change?" he cried into the darkness. And the hooded figure returned in dream, answering, "Because every dreamer bears the curse of knowing what others cannot. You sought truth, now truth is yours alone." The fall of the city decades passed. Niketas grew old, his body frail, but his mind consumed by visions. He lived long enough to see part of them fulfilled. In 1204, when the armies of the Fourth Crusade breached Constantinople's walls, fires raged as he had foreseen, marble halls crumbled. The city of emperors fell to plunder. As flames reached the monastery, Niketas smiled bitterly. "The chamber warned us," he whispered, coughing on smoke. But who listens to a dreamer? He died as the city burned, his body lost to ash. The chamber sleeps. The dreaming chamber remained hidden beneath the ruins, untouched by crusaders. Centuries rolled on, empires rose and fell, yet the chamber endured. Some say it still lies beneath modern Istanbul, waiting. Scholars whisper of it, treasure hunters chase rumors, and dreamers feel its pull in their sleep. For the chamber was never destroyed because dreams cannot be destroyed. They only wait until the next seeker dares to enter.